On a spectacular autumn afternoon, we welcome you to Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend, Indiana. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Nance. Welcome to this final intense battle between Miami and Notre Dame. Two teams with an undying desire to be number one, battling today. Each team coming in already straddled with one loss on the season, so essentially today is a one-game playoff to stay alive in the national championship race. There have been no pregame scuffles as many had feared, unlike what you just saw at the tail end of Penn State and Boston College. And for more about the going-ons before this contest, let me bring in our sideline man, John Dockery. Doc?
Yes, Jim, thank you. And there was a lot of concern about an incident before the game 2 years ago. Remember the skirmish by this tunnel? And last year, the taunting down in the Orange Bowl. But not today. Lots of pregame precautions. Miami officials and security guiding their players out of the locker room, directing them up the far sideline, and they did obediently behave. Notre Dame, meantime, waited in a huddle and stepped aside. Once Miami was out in the field, they went in politely into the tunnel. But there was one tense, volatile moment. Some of the Miami players came to the top of the tunnel. Lou called them back, asked the Miami coaches, hey, when is your team coming out? He held his team back. There was some conversation back and forth, but most of it was controlled, and there was no incident. Miami came out of the tunnel. Once they were out, Notre Dame then followed them out into the field. And Notre Dame, on schedule, left the field earlier than they often do, so Miami remained by themselves out on the Notre Dame turf. So there's been an awful lot of precaution here this afternoon to keep the teams separated in time and space. Miami is backstage getting ready to come out onto Notre Dame field right now. Jim Nance?
All right, Doc, the defending national champions, the Hurricanes, ranked second in the country. Dennis Erickson won the championship in his first year at Miami. Right now, let me bring in my partner in the booth, Tim Brandt, who's on the sidelines as well. Timmy?
Jim, you were right when you said this has been an intense series. As a matter of fact, this rivalry's had the full package. High-profile coaches, super athletes, big plays, bad blood. Last couple of years, it's even lived up to its hype. Lou Holtz says he's never gone into a big game like this with so many concerns, and most of his concerns have to do with his defense. He's quick to point out that Miami averages 37 points a game. They have a Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback, Craig Erickson, while his defense has given up almost 1,100 passing yards and had a tough time stopping the run. So much so that Lou Holtz himself personally has spent an inordinate amount of time with the defense the last couple of weeks working on fundamentals, confidence, and recognition. You know, as part of the hype, Lou Holtz said there are very few teams playing on Sunday that could stop this Miami club. Then he winked, and he smiled, and he said, but miracles still happen, and they seem to happen more in this place than anywhere else. The players call it big on big. Let's go back upstairs to Jim.
Kind of interesting, Tim. As much as they have choreographed the pregame setup to this contest, they still ended up in the tunnel at the same time just a moment ago. That was to be avoided. Now the Fighting Irish, ranked 6th in the nation.
Introduce yourself to the Notre Dame captain, man. How you doing? Introduce one of the other officials for today's game. Be Mr. Butch Lambert Jr. right here, man. Now, on any penalty that we have today. I'll explain it as many times as necessary. Once you give me your choice, that's it. Can't change your mind. If the choice is obvious, I'm not even going to bother you with it. I'm going to pick it up, mark it off, and tell you what it is. Who's going to call the coin toss? In a minute, we're going to have the coin toss. I'm flipping with a centennial coin. The football is heads. This side is tails. You call in the air. If I drop it, we'll flip again. You call what? Tails. You call tails, and it is tails, and Miami wins the toss. You want to defer? Okay. Miami wins the toss. We'll defer. Your choice this half. You want the ball. Which end will you defend, men? Which way do you want to kick? Turn right around and hold your positions right here. All right, beginning this half, Notre Dame will receive on this end. Miami will kick and defend. Let's go. Shake hands. Let's have a good ball game, man.
Miami will kick to the Rocket to start it off. A clean beginning as the rivalry will end today. They're calling it the final chapter, and we'll get it underway in just a moment.
CBS Sports presents college football. Live from Notre Dame Stadium in Notre Dame, Indiana, it's the Miami Hurricanes versus the Fighting Irish. Today's CFA game is sponsored by Today's Chevrolet, who invite you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. LA Gear, unstoppable in performance, new fashion footwear. And by Bud Dry. Why ask why? Try Bud Dry for refreshment that's beyond question.
When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. First, trust your instincts. By all means, avoid distractions. Do your best to preserve the wildlife, because street hikers don't just walk, they hike. Fresh shoes, Joe.
Ready for some good news? If your car is in an accident and you have Allstate insurance, you can leave it in our hands. Allstate's recommended pro shops can do everything, including the estimate, in one stop. And to make you feel even better, Allstate will guarantee their workmanship for as long as you own your car. Well, that's the news. Now, be careful. You're in good hands with Allstate, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
Aspen Cologne for men. Aspen, now.
You've heard it said before. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. They'll get you noticed.
At BASF, we don't make the plane. We make it lighter. We don't make the lotion. We make it smoother. We don't make the dress. We make it brighter. We don't make the carpet. We make it tougher. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy. We make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF, the spirit of innovation.
We welcome you back to this bastion of football greatness, Notre Dame Stadium and the Bluegrass Field, which today will see sunny skies and temperatures in the 60s. Cool and crisp, blue skies on an autumn afternoon. You can't get any better than this. Carlos Huerta will kick for the Hurricanes. And the Rocket is standing at the 1-yard line. The final chapter is underway. Into the end zone, Notre Dame will begin from the 20. Rick Meyer, the sophomore quarterback for the Irish. Rodney Culver is their leading rusher. Dorsey Levens joins him in the backfield. Tony Smith and Ragib Ismail, the receivers. Derek Brown from Merritt Island, Florida, is the tight end.
Jim, Notre Dame's already made their first change. Tony Brooks is at tailback, not Dorsey Levens.
Culver, fumble! play. Recovered by Eric Miller.
The Irish have turned the ball over once in the last 4 games Meyer has started. Meyer fumbled in the Air Force 3, never hurt him. They've really limited turnovers. This one, though, kills them because Miami, by nature and talent, forces you to be better than average. You give up your right to be average when you play Miami. First critical error.
So right away, Miami at the Notre Dame 25 with quarterback Greg Erickson. Trips to the right. Steve McGuire, all kinds of room. Tackled by Todd Light and Greg Davis. Greg Erickson is 12-1 as a starter in his career. Steve McGuire is a sensational sophomore from Brooklyn, New York. Thrill, Hill, and Lamar Thomas, the receivers, along with Wesley Carroll. And Rob Chudzinski is the tight end, who plays well in big games. 2nd and 3. McGuire again. Kowalkowski wrestles him down near the first down. They'll measure for the first.
Darren Handy at center. He's going to have to get help to work on Zorich. Next to him, Cristobal, Claude Jones. You see the rest of the offensive line. Mike Sullivan, he's been in traction 2 days in the hospital this week. Just got out of the hospital. I spoke to him moments ago, and he says that he is fine. First down, Miami. And nobody knew all week that he had been in the hospital. It was never released, never published. But he was in traction 2 days, and I just talked to him. He says there is some pain, but he's fine right now. Keep in mind, the offensive line, Jim, only goes 6 deep. That's it for Miami.
First down, Canes. The 3 receivers to the left. McGuire, the lone back. McGuire. A loss of 3. Kowalkowski. The Notre Dame defense, of course, begins with Chris Zorich. Tell us about the rest of them, Timmy.
It's an active defense, but they have had problems. Williams and Dahl up front. They've got to get pressure from these guys. Stonebreaker and Grimm, the front 7, to protect an inexperienced secondary. Kowalkowski with a big play there. Jones on the other side.
2nd and 13. Leonard Connolly now in the backfield replacing McGuire. Staying on the ground. Connolly to the 14, setting up about 3rd and 9. As Boo Williams brought him down. The suspect secondary at Notre Dame. Well, Todd Light, he's an All-American. Reggie Brooks, a converted running back. Greg Davis and freshman Tom Carter are the safeties.
You mentioned Carter's a freshman. So is Greg Lane, who plays behind Brooks, and he will play a lot today.
3rd and 9. Erickson will run for it. He easily has the first and slides near the goal line. Coming up just shy.
Jim, there was a situation where Notre Dame thought they knew what they were going to do, having watched films, having scouted them. They thought they'd go to the wide side of the field. They moved Todd Light, the quarterback, over to the left side of Erickson. Now everybody rolls that way, and nobody has the contain on the force on the side that's open. Andre Jones, number 7, you could see went all the way down to the end zone, so there was nobody there for Erickson.
First and goal from the 1. And Jason Marucci comes into the backfield. 2 tight ends, Bethel and Chudzinski. McGuire leaping in for the first score. Huerta on the point after. 7-0 Miami. 2 minutes and 43 seconds into this contest.
A great push by the offensive line of Miami right over center. Watch Steve McGuire, third-year sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, broke all the Miami freshman rushing records, 220 pounds, bench presses 350, runs a 4.5, and you can see he can get up and over Handy, Jones, and Searcy.
Every day that goes by, one of the roomiest, lowest price, and most popular V6 coupes in America is Chevy Beretta. Day by day, more people are winning with.
The heartbeat of America.
Now it's easy to win with the heartbeat.
Some may consider it fate. But however you explain it, there are those unique individuals who are born with, well, call it a special spirit. Born with that look in their eyes. Dedicated, determined, with a will to win. People who get the job done, no matter how difficult, no matter what the odds. Of course, you don't see people like this every day. But you can find them if you know where to look. You'll find them at Century 21. Men and women who have helped more people buy and sell more homes than anyone else in the world. Dedicated, experienced, unique. The professionals of Century 21. Just tell us what you want. It's as good as done.
On Parent-Teacher Night, will Buck become the teacher's pet?
Or would you rather I made you stand in the corner and wear a pointy hat?
What else would I be wearing?
Uncle Buck, Monday.
Miami takes advantage of a turnover on the game's first play, and the Irish about to get the football for the second time. Let's meet their offensive line. Starting at center with Mike Help. He is one of the co-captains for Notre Dame.
Mirko Jerkovic, he's got to match up with Russell Maryland all day. That's going to be tough. Tim Ryan, you know he's a quality player. Outside of them is Sandry and Justin Hall. Both those guys are over 285 pounds.
Huerta set to kick to the Rocket. You see his long return of the year, only 34 yards. Not had the chance to turn on the afterburners this year. Huerta's kick goes out of bounds. While we have a moment, we've got an upset in the making, or it's all over. Let's get the update from Andrea.
Well, Jim, another upset in Ann Arbor. Late in the fourth quarter, Paul Kuyawa scored on a one-yard run to give the Hawkeyes the lead and the win. It's the first time the Wolverines have lost 2 in a row at home since 1967. Back to Jim Nance.
We'll not see the Wolverines playing in Pasadena this year.
Wow. From number 1 to 3 losses just like that.
Iowa has only 1 loss on the year, and that was against Miami.
Of course, we finished up at Penn State last week just in time to see that final play against Michigan State. The interference or no call on Eddie Brown against Desmond Howard. Second week in a row, a no call by an official has decided a game. That's absurd, an aberration.
Huerta slips as he kicks it to Brooks. Smashed at the 34-yard line by Darren Prime. And let's go down to the Dockster, John Dockery.
Remember, Jim, when you and Tim and I were talking to Rodney Culver yesterday, he was talking about last year when he fumbled 3 or 4 times in the first few games. Well, he's been working on carrying the ball, not out here where you lose it, but the three-point contact. Fingers over the ball, in your forearm to your chest. So people here are really surprised that Rodney Culver's fumbled because the amount of time he's worked on it.
Doc, this time Brooks gets the carry, and a gain of 3 for Tony Brooks. What kind of week has it been for this young man?
It has been one that I don't think any of us would ever want to go through. He's playing today, obviously, with a heavy heart. His mom had a heart attack this past week, still in the hospital. He left campus to go visit her. He's very close to his mom. Flew back yesterday, had a long talk with Coach Holtz, Thursday rather, and he's back today, but he's playing with a heavy heart. A lot of courage, and we wish him and his family only the best.
Tony and Reggie Brooks playing for the mother today. Culver to the 40-yard line, tackled by Darren Smith. Have not had the chance to introduce you to the Miami defense. Russell, Maryland, nominated for many big awards, including the Lombardi and Outland trophies. Hamlet and Miller, the defensive ends. Michael Barrow now is in the middle linebacker for the Hurricanes.
Outside is where I think the key to this game is. Darren Smith and Mo Crum. Maurice Crum moves outside to the weak side, the open side. He's going to be in Myers' space all afternoon.
3rd and 4 for the Irish. They hand it off to Culver. And hanging out was Maurice Crum to stop him short of the first. Otherwise, it could have been a big gainer.
There's the guy we just talked about, Mo Crum. Now, this is a full-back draw play off the sprint out. They love to run the sprint. There's the handoff. Very nicely done, almost like a Bumaruski. And look at my man, Mo Crum, coming up, staying at home, making the play.
Crum plays baseball for the Hurricanes. Highly ranked baseball team in Miami.
Derek Golden says it's against Notre Dame. The officials disagree.
If it's against Miami, it's a first down for the Irish.
Dead ball foul. Offside. Defense. First down.
Jim, one of the game plan keys for Notre Dame. They want to have long counts. Force Miami to be disciplined. They want to control the pass rush. They want to do that with the long counts. They also want to throw on the run and run when it's a pass down and throw quick. Here it is, the long count. Now watch the jump, top of the screen. No movement, and Casey Greer, 29, just jumped across.
That's like a turnover. Notre Dame comes out now at the 47-yard line. The Rockets in the backfield. He stumbles right away after the exchange from Meyer. So many different players for Notre Dame can play that tailback position.
And as you say that, here comes Waters into the ball game.
It's now 3 different tailbacks. Waters, the Rocket, and Tony Brooks. Ismail stays in the game. He's one of the receivers lined up to the left on 2nd and 12. Derek Brown with the first down. Notre Dame in Miami territory.
How about that? They call that a good old-fashioned pancake where I come from. He put his head down and put the defender right on his back, Hurley Brown. Now keep in mind, Derek Brown, 6'7", 243 pounds. Scouts say he's like Keith Jackson or Kellen Winslow out of that mold. He was recruited heavily by Miami. And watch this. Hurley Brown right on his back with the pancake.
That's his old high school teammate from Merritt Island, Florida. Off the option, Brooks. Taken down from behind, Michael Barrow.
When we were down at Miami a couple of weeks ago for the Florida State game, some of the Miami coaches were second-guessing, saying, I wonder if Derek Brown would like to be in Miami now where we throw all the time. Derek Brown has maintained his good attitude, although they don't use the tight end, haven't yet this year, but I suspect we'll see him a lot today.
Culver in the backfield on 2nd and 2. Delay give to Culver. First down inside the 30. Bailey and Darren Smith tackled him.
Had to laugh all week, Jim, reading about the so-called new diversified attack by Notre Dame, but in reality, except for the trips formation, it's the same Lou Holtz offense of old, but with new emphasis which best fits Myers' assets.
First down, Notre Dame. They brought in Sean Davis and Lake Dawson to join this offense, and here's the Rocket running right. He stepped out at the 17-yard line. A gain of 12.
Now, you and I had some fun all week in practice thinking that Notre Dame was going to come out and just start throwing. This is the 8th run out of the last 9 plays. Rocket tries to get outside, does, and if it's not for this push right here, he tiptoes down the sidelines. 5'10", 175 pounds. He's got 181 yards rushing.
He's got another 290 pass catching, not counting what he does in returns. First down, Notre Dame. Meyer keeps it. Smith and Bailey on the tackle. How about this? Notre Dame running well against Miami, and everybody says you can't run against this club. They're second best run defense in the country, allowing just over 60 yards a game. Look at this. Right now, it's been an authoritative drive by Notre Dame, and that last play was even broken, relying on the instincts of the young Rick Meyer. 2nd and 3. Culver near the first down yardage. Darren Smith hit him first. What do you think, Jim? Is Notre Dame showing you something, coming back after a miscue, giving up a quick touchdown, and now going on a long, methodical drive, facing 3rd and 1? Meyer, corner of the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Ismail. Robert Bailey stayed right with him. Lou Holt sends out the field goal unit. Craig Hendrick is the Notre Dame place kicker and punter. This will be a 25-yard attempt. Jim Sexton is the holder. Notre Dame is on the board. Midway through the first quarter at Notre Dame Stadium. 7-3 Miami.
Wouldn't it be great if you were at a party and suddenly you could read people's minds? And wouldn't it be great if you knew that Candace Robertson wanted beer? Really great beer like Keystone, the fresh cold filtered beer in a can that tastes like beer in a bottle because of Keystone's specially lined can. And wouldn't it be great if later that evening you and Candace went to Vegas? Yeah! Cold filtered Keystone and Keystone Light, bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great?
By 10:30 a.m. any business day, one company will guarantee delivery of your overnight air packages to more people, places, and businesses than anyone else in the industry. UPS introduces 10:30 a.m. guaranteed overnight air delivery. 62,000 trucks. No waiting.
160 horses. That's what Chevy S10 packs into the biggest V6 engine ever put in a compact pickup. Enough power to help switch more truck owners to Chevy last year than to any other truck. The move to Chevy power is becoming a stampede. More people are winning with
The heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet.
No one believed they had a chance, but the Reds have blasted their way to a 3-game lead. Now the A's are fighting for their lives. The World Series tonight on CBS.
Mid-first, Miami about to get the football for the second time. Notre Dame's defense, their biggest fear against Miami. We asked Michael Stonebreaker.
Without doubt, it's their big play capability. They're going to run some. They're going to run the ball, and they're going to try to set you up for, a guy hitting a post deep, or a breakdown with your defensive backs, and they're going to capitalize on that, and they have throughout the last few years. That's their big thing is hitting the big pass or making a big play.
Hendrick will kick away to Randall Hill and Kevin Williams. Coming to Williams from the 7. Doubled up at the 29-yard line. Todd Light Von McDonald.
You know, all the talk about confrontations in the tunnel and pre-game, and I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Almost after every play, there are words being passed back and forth between the Miami and Notre Dame players.
McGuire is the running back. Trips to the left. McGuire bursting for 8. Kowalkowski got him by the ankles.
See those numbers, and I think he ought to go up and shake everybody's hand on that offensive line. Miami has really gotten some production out of Sullivan, Cristobal, Handy, Jones, and Searcy. And those guys have been banged up. Jones had an ankle problem, eye problem. Sullivan's been in traction.
2nd and 2. McGuire faking around for the first down for Miami. Across the 40-yard line.
Miami loves to cut back against the grain. They try to get defenses to over-pursue. Watch this. The play starts to the left. You see the linebacker sliding and skating down that way. Now here comes McGuire. Sees that. Tries to cut back. But a great adjustment by the Miami defense, especially 31 DuBose, who stayed at home and made the play.
Erickson has not thrown a pass. Miami's first 8 plays. Way over the head of Wesley Carroll.
Georgia Tech still unbeaten, headed to that showdown in Charlottesville November 3rd against top-ranked Virginia.
Got to give some credit to Mac Brown at North Carolina. That tie's a big one for the Tar Heels. Having a much better season. 2nd down 10, and McGuire falls for a loss of a yard. He fell because Andre Jones was there to meet him head on.
Jim, so far, Miami's loading up to the wide side of the field. They're using 3 receivers, stretching them all the way to the sidelines, trying to make the Notre Dame defense thin, soft, stretch them out, and then they're running to the short side and trying to power their way and cut back against the flow.
7-3 Miami, facing 3rd and 10. DuBose coming after Erickson. He'll run it. Short of the first at midfield.
Good thing Jones came back out of his pass coverage to force him to slide, because he had gotten around Stonebreaker and Williams.
Fourth and 2 from the 50. Paul Snyder is the Miami punter. Notre Dame has blocked 3 punts in the last 2 games.
Mahako got 2 last week.
Not a good punt by Snyder. With a favorable bounce, and out of bounds at the 20. Only 29 yards. Irish come back out. 7-3 Miami. We'll be right back.
Introducing the Sharp 12x Jet Zoom camcorder. Most camcorders stop here, but only Sharp's exclusive Jet Zoom camcorder zooms this close, this fast, with cat's eye optics for low light shooting. Unlike those little camcorders, it's easy to replay your videos. Just pop in the VHS cassette. No messy wires, no complicated adapters. Nobody gets you closer faster. The Sharp Jet Zoom camcorder.
To understand Japan, you have to understand its customs, its mystery, its people. You have to know what makes a good impression and what offends. For over 40 years, we've been learning about Asia. So in addition to convenient daily service to Japan, we can give you something no other U.S. airline can. The insight that comes after 40 years of helping people do business in Asia.
Lots of men have heard about minoxidil.
And lots of men have heard about Rogaine. But lots of men don't know that only Rogaine has minoxidil, and only your doctor can prescribe Rogaine. For more information, call this number now.
If you're wondering whether Rogaine is for you, call this number, and we'll give you an incentive to find out. A certificate worth $10 toward a consultation visit with your doctor. Call 1-800-556-4800.
Just look out there and look at the colors of autumn. It's the perfect autumn weekend for this colossal matchup. Notre Dame Stadium in its 60th year. The house that Rockne built. $59,075 fans, as always. The lucky ones to be here for this one. Notre Dame comes out, first down at its 20, lined up in the I with Culver and Brooks. Brooks. Back to the line of scrimmage. Russell Maryland hit him first. Second and 10. That's Lake Dawson, number 87. Remarkable freshman receiver for Notre Dame. Meyer looking his way. Goes long instead and is overthrown and intercepted. Darrell Williams. There is a flag on the field. Williams with his first interception of the year.
Lou Holtz now will try to teach him, try to settle him down. It was a terrible, terrible read by the sophomore, Rick Meyer. They came out with 3 receivers that side. The 2 deep ones went out. Dawson came under, and he was open. Instead, he tried to force it, overthrew it, and it wasn't much of a pick. All he had to do was sit there and play center field.
With the officials being so much in the spotlight the last 2 weeks, we should mention the officials come from the Southeastern Conference.
15 yards, first down.
SEC crew.
Meyer could feel the pressure of the Miami defense. Now watch. Gets pretty good protection, but he can feel it closing in, steps up in his pocket, and now throws. But it was a terrible read, poorly thrown ball.
Play action. Erickson going for the home run right away. Caught inside the 5. Lamar Thomas. A gain of 44 yards on the pass play.
Pass is perfectly thrown, but watch Lamar with his concentration with Light riding him right down on his back. Looked at it all the way in. Lamar Thomas, what a play that was, right down the middle, and that's exactly where Notre Dame doesn't want him to go.
First and goal from the 3. McGuire. Nothing. Stonebreaker sitting right on top of him.
Talking with the defensive coordinators this week, Jim, they were all telling us they want to force those receivers outside. They don't want them coming down that middle and going deep. They let Lamar Thomas inside.
Everyone in tight. Second and goal. McGuire will lose yardage. Williams.
Big number 69 engages the block and then gets rid of him immediately and comes up and makes the tackle. That's a man that's 298 pounds moving like that. McGuire is only 219. Mismatch once they meet.
Conley now is the lone back on 3rd and goal. Out of there in motion. Erickson looking left, throwing left. Chodzinski incomplete. It's a big hold for the Notre Dame defense. Miami had it 1st and goal from the 3.
See what he just said? Why'd you change the play? He's all over Erickson for checking off.
So with the drive disintegrating, Carlos Huerta. 23-yard field goal is good. Notre Dame turnovers in its own territory. The story in the 1st quarter. Can you believe what's happening in the World Series tonight? The Reds look to bring out the brooms and sweep the Athletics, and we'll have it for you on CBS Sports, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Game 4, Cincinnati and Oakland. I know the Notre Dame team is rooting for the Oakland A's. Tony La Russa came down and spoke to the team in August when the A's had a series at Chicago against the White Sox. La Russa spoke to the team and really won them over. The Irish are rooting for him. Rocket will have his chance from the 5. Look out! It's over. The Rocket, 95 yards. Hendrick, extra point to tie. And we are even at 10.
A lot of times if you have a bobble or a stumble early on, it allows the defense to overrun. Now, you don't want this, but watch. Here's Rocket. He'll tuck it away and watch what happens. There's the slip. There's the stumble. Now, the defense, staying in its lanes, had already overrun. Look at the wedge. Now they'll kick out on both sides. And Rocket sees the hole to his left, and it's over. Explosion right there. As a freshman, he led the nation in kickoff returns. Last season, his 2 touchdowns on returns beat Michigan. This one gets Notre Dame back in the game against Miami. We're tied at 10. The Rocket.
Tell from his own 40, no one would catch him. Oh, poor Carlos Huerta. He was the only guy back there. A slight mismatch.
We asked Carlos yesterday if he was ready to make some tackles.
That's the 5th career kickoff return for a touchdown for the Rocket. This is a short kick to the 29-yard line. And hit right away. Casey Greer to Von McDonald.
This is a fine how do you do. McDonald wants to introduce himself. Watch this. Wham! Says you're going the wrong way. Knocked him backwards. That's what we call a slobber knocker.
McGuire gets away from the first defender and gains 6. Boo Williams had a chance to drop him for a loss.
That'll happen to a big guy if he doesn't break down. Once he gets across the line of scrimmage, now he's got to cap his knees a little bit and break down, drop that big tail, get some leverage. Otherwise, his weight will just carry him past the ball carrier.
Second and 5 for Miami. McGuire, first down for the Hurricanes across the 40. Greg Lane made the tackle. They've already run McGuire 11 times in the first quarter. First and 10 for the Hurricanes. Randall Hill has it. Todd Light brings him down immediately, but in Notre Dame territory at the 49. May have been the last play of the first quarter. These two teams have delivered to this point the fireworks we expected. And the rocket gave all of America a thrill, except for maybe the folks down in Miami with that run back. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium after this message and a word from your local station.
The Chevy Corsica has better aerodynamics than a Porsche 928 and a gas-charged independent front suspension, which helps you hold the road. Corsica also has a new user-friendly interior, which helps you hold the most important things. It's a very comforting way more people are winning with.
The heartbeat of America, that's today's Chevrolet.
And now it's easy to win with an efficient new Chevy Corsica.
I was enjoying my Halloween when she walked in. Nice can.
You have to help me find my party. What's your rate? 72 beats a minute. I just know that it's in a castle and there's lots of Coors Light.
A castle like this?
That's it.
Get everything you need at Coors Light Halloween headquarters, because it isn't Halloween without the silver bullet.
You're a doll.
It's coming to 100 million mailboxes across the country. To every home and every business. A complete address guide from your post office. Find out ways you can help us move your mail faster. Like using directionals, apartment numbers, and the correct place for zip codes. Look for it in your mailbox the week of October 22nd, and we'll deliver even better than ever before.
We deliver for you.
This is CBS.
Do I really believe in Ohio Ford dealers? Well, let's put it this way. I really don't take on a job unless I believe in it. That's why I'm the coach of the Cavs. That's why I'm the spokesman for the Ohio Ford dealers. To them, service is not just a good mechanic, it's an attitude. It's getting it done right the first time. I like the way they do business. The Ford dealers are winning Ohio over and over and over.
It's morning in your town. That's the Johnsons. They're adding a bedroom with a home equity loan from the Money Store. There's Pete Golden's dream car. A call to the Money Store put it there.
And now America's largest independent home equity lender introduces FHA Title I loans. They're government insured with no equity required. FHA Title I home improvement loans. Just one more reason to call the money store. Call us day or night. 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Casey Coleman, weeknights at 6 and 11 on Cleveland's own News Center 8.
We welcome you back to the start of the second quarter from Notre Dame Stadium. At the controls of the Goodyear Blimp America today is Aaron Jenkins from Spring, Texas. In the first quarter, Miami with the edge in total offense. The Rocket was the equalizer. Notre Dame turned it over twice. That's how Miami scored its points. Jim Nance, Tim Brandt, and John Dockery. As we start the second quarter, 2nd and 3, Miami. McGuire getting the workout, picking up the first down at the Notre Dame 45.
Jim, you think of Miami as the passing team, but in the first period, Miami threw only 4 passes, ran the ball 14 times, and as Stonebreaker, the Irish defensive captain and linebacker, told us before the game, he fears the big play. Notre Dame does, and that's what's taken place. Out of those 4 passes, they've gone 50 yards. And you mentioned the 2 Notre Dame turnovers.
Miami going into the wind in this quarter. 1st and 10. Sideline route intended for Randall Hill. He's the man who last year made the catch on 3rd and 43 in the third quarter against the Irish. Brill Hill picked up the first down on that one, a gain of 44 last November. 2nd and 10. Intercepted back. Greg Davis.
The Lou Holtz touch. They've been moving Todd Light, the All-American #1 around. They've been playing him inside and outside. Here he's outside. Davis, the strong safety, just gets back and tries to double up with Thrill Hill, the guy you were talking about. Just a little subtle change, moving people around, showing man, then going back to his zone.
Each quarterback now has thrown an interception. The Rocket off the pitch. Button heads with Charles Farms. Michael Barrow had him by the legs. Young man, number 3, Rick Meyer, grew up 35 miles from the Notre Dame campus, Goshen, Indiana. He faces 2nd and 7. Setting up a reverse to the Rocket. He got a big block into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. You ever seen a reverse in so much traffic?
How about the improvisation? That's right. Watch him improvise here. He comes through. There was a lot of traffic. Split the 2 defenders in the backfield. Now gets a big block outside by Mirko Jurkovic. And he gets the rest on his own. He's quicker than gossip, isn't he? Ismail, he's exciting. Every time he touches the football, you know there's going to be some yardage. Positive.
First down, Notre Dame. Meyer zips it incomplete. Intended for Derek Brown. 2nd and 10. Ricky Waters, one of the Notre Dame captains, is the tailback. Again, they hand it off to Culver. Knocked out by Bailey. It's the second time they've used that play, Tim. This one gained 11.
Every time I see it, it looks more and more like a Bummerooski, but it's really a fullback draw. The thing that amazes me about Rodney Culver is that he's 220 pounds. Looks almost like Don Nottingham, you know, like a bowling ball. But he told us he's one of the fastest running backs. 4.4 and a 40. Watch how this is set up. Meyer just wraps it around him. Opposite side handoff. Nicely done. Well deceived.
First down play. Ricky Waters, his first carry. And Shane Curry has a hold of him at the 31-yard line.
I think that man right there, Jim, is at his best when he's the underdog and in the big games. I don't think there's anybody in football that is better on game day from the sidelines than he is. He will adjust personnel with formations to negate any talent advantage that the other team will have. We've already seen it on defense. He spent some time with his defense the last 2 weeks, and we're seeing it on offense.
Jerome Bettis in as a fullback, replacing Culver. Waters, the tailback, 2nd and 9. Option play. Meyer keeps. Darren Smith stops him. 3rd down play coming up for Notre Dame. And let's go down to John Dockery.
You know, just to pick up on what Tim said, Lou Holtz is taking total responsibility for this game. Last week he was off headset and let Pete Tordelli, the quarterback coach, and Skip Holtz call the plays. Today he's back on headset, so he's taking control of the offense. Also, as you said, he worked with the defense all week to inspire them, and they're playing good ball today. Back up to you guys.
3rd and 5. Comes the pressure, incomplete. Did a good job just to get it away because Darren Smith was right up the front of the shoulder pads. Smith set out last week's shutout victory over Kansas with a hamstring injury.
He's had all kinds of nagging problems. He's finally healed from that thigh and shoulder bruise he had earlier, and then you mentioned the hamstring.
Field goal time for Notre Dame. First attempt to take the lead. 45-yard attempt. Left hash marked with the wind. Hendrick. It's good.
Now, Norelco has taken a razor that was seemingly perfect and made it better by giving you a new level of closeness without giving up any of our legendary comfort. Norelco's patented lift and cut system has been improved to lift each hair and cut it even closer without the blades touching your skin, giving you an even closer shave with the same incredible comfort. The new Norelco, a whole new level of closeness and comfort.
A company can learn a lot in 125 years. Valvoline has. You learn in the lab, you learn on the road, you learn on the racetrack. As you learn, you make your product better. And better, and better. Today's Valvoline will keep your engine cleaner than ever before. And cleaner means more protection against engine wear. 125 years of quality. That's why people who know use Valvoline.
Dear Dad, I know you didn't want me to put off college for the Army, but Dad, I'm learning things here that are really going to help me succeed, no matter what I do.
Qualify for the GI Bill and the Army College Fund and earn $17,000 for college for only a 2-year enlistment, or $25,200 for a 4-year enlistment.
Dad, now I'll get the most out of college and the best from myself.
Be all that you can be. Candidates on life in the Army.
Notre Dame now in front, 13-10. Dennis Erickson, we spoke to him yesterday, and he expected that the defense might shine early.
The emotion of the game, normally when you're involved with emotion, it affects the defense a little bit more than the offense. So
I look for both defenses because of the emotion of the game early in the game to play very, very well.
Hey, what happened on the last eagle? You made a good job. You line up wrong on eagle, you get straight right.
They called left, but it was right. They called right.
Defense hasn't really done it to this point.
That emotion only lasts about 1 or 2 series. After that, you better strap it on and play some solid football.
Hendrick drives it. Out of bounds in the end zone. Touchback, and Miami will start from the 20. Let's tell you, tomorrow, the NFL Today. We'll get our coverage started, 12:30 Eastern Time. Greg and Terry. Leslie, of course, will be with them as well. Pat O'Brien. Early, Philadelphia against Washington. Boy, did the Eagles pull one out Monday night. Others will see the Saints Houston. Jimmy Johnson and the Cowboys at Tampa Bay. I wonder if Jimmy and Vinny Testaverde are watching this game together today. Phoenix and the Giants, late. Check your local listings. First down, Miami. They send McGuire out of the backfield in motion. Thomas is open. Throwing underneath the coverage of Greg Lane, and a first down for the Hurricanes. Actually, I spoke to Jimmy Johnson this week. I thought it was kind of interesting. He brought his team into Tampa about 1:30 today and had all the meetings scheduled to end around 3:30 Eastern Time. I said, is that just a coincidence? Because the game time is about the exact same.
The ironic part is he won't be watching it with Testaverde. He'll be watching it with Stan Smagala, who played at Notre Dame.
Drafted him this past spring. Erickson again on target. Wesley Carroll has it. And a gain of about 9 to the 43-yard line.
Miami, usually the big play offense. Today, only one play over 21 yards. Of course, we told you they threw only 4 times in the first period, so I think they're starting to open it up a little bit now. Now, Sonny Lubick, the coordinator on defense, said that he thought that they could hold Notre Dame's run. And then the offensive coordinators, Bukowski from Miami, said we can run all over Notre Dame. Hasn't happened either way.
Second and less than a yard. They go for the first on the run with McGuire. He has it. Don Grimm tackles him at the 46. McGuire heads to the sidelines, and Leonard Conley is now the running back on 1st and 10 for the Canes. Lamar Thomas trying to extend the football near the first down yardage. Be less than a yard short. 3 catches, 66 yards for Lamar Thomas.
Miami continues to stretch the defense, and when you stretch it, this is what happens. Look at this. You got gaps here, you got gaps here, you got gaps on the corners. You just spread everybody thin, it makes it soft. If he wanted to take that ball back up, and I suspect we'll see a quarterback draw later, it's wide open.
McGuire returns, 2nd and less than a yard. First down, Miami at the 41. Stonebreaker on the tackle.
This time they show a little bit different. They bring it inside. See, now you've got guys up here inside for the corner. Take out here. And then inside you've got these 2 guys. Watch what happens now. Stonebreaker, top of your screen, all the way up. Reads it right away. His key is Conley. Reads him, comes over. If he had wrapped his arms, he could have taken him backwards. Instead, he let him get the momentum.
First down for the Canes from the Notre Dame 41. Bethel at the 20 and down to the 15. Backup tight end Randy Bethel.
There's the big play you look for. Randy Bethel He's the speed tight end. The Canes feel that they can get him downfield, so he and Chudzinski alternate. But if they want to get down, they're going to use Bethel. Nobody hit him that time. You got to hit him on the line of scrimmage, not let him off.
First down, Miami. Leonard Conley slashing his way inside the 5 and a first down. First and goal from the 4.
He gets a big block from Searcy, 73. Boom, turns him, opens up the middle, then he makes a cut into the secondary. Big blocking up front. Sullivan, Cristobal, Handy, Jones, and Searcy. Cannot say enough about the Miami offensive line.
First and goal from the 4. Miami trying to take the lead. McGuire. Inches short. Can you believe this? From Stillwater, Oklahoma State leading by 4 touchdowns over the number 4 team in the country. McGuire, the lone running back. He has scored Miami's only touchdown. Erickson on the sneak. Is he across? Waiting for the indication. Yes, touchdown, Miami. Huerta. Point after. Joe Moore on the hold. 17-13 Hurricanes over the Irish. Mid-second quarter.
Talked about Darren Handy right here, the center, right at the bottom of your screen. Watch him go after 42, the linebacker, Stonebreaker. Here he comes. Wrap him up, push him out, and then Erickson just drives it in. Here's the other side of it. Release, hit 42, Stonebreaker, and Erickson, who's a 200-pounder, just drives it in.
I'm on my way. Boise?
When your travel plans suddenly change,
You gotta help me. I checked my case to Boston, now they want me in Boise.
it's good to know Delta's got a team like Compass
Walt, I need a recheck fast.
to Price
Large sample case?
to Morris
number 0479.
to Elders.
I got it.
Great job, Walt. No problem, Mr. DePrima.
Thanks.
Mr. DePrima, Mr. Michael DePrima, please call your office.
Walt? About that bag.
How do some people feel about their antifreeze? Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Prestone. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
You guys just think you're so bad.
This is bad.
I heard that.
Hot and spicy chicken. So good, it's bad.
This isn't bad. This is good. This is incredibly good. I say something bad?
This October at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Not long ago, Honda and Toyota were known for the highest mileage. But today, there's Geo, the most fuel-efficient line of cars and trucks in America. Get to know Geo at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Getting to know
Live, you're looking at the famed Golden Dome on the Notre Dame campus. That's the school's administration building. And at one time was the only building on campus. Back in the 1800s, St. Mary's and St. Joseph's Lake over by the grotto and the Golden Dome. Folks, we've got to correct something. The only upset in this game Might be the fans back in Nebraska. They had to be a little upset knowing their Cornhuskers have the 4-touchdown lead. We apologize. Nebraska leads at 31-3. Bear in mind, whenever the Rockets return to kickoff for a touchdown in a game, he has done it twice. 2 touchdowns in the same game. They lateral it back to the Rocket. Darrell Williams forced him out. How did he get all the way to the 40?
It's almost like he gets that feeling, like he knows the Rockets are ready to ignite. Miami's trying to squib it now, keep it away from Rocket. I suspect we'll see that the rest of the day, but Notre Dame's going to try to get it to him any way they can.
Miami might be aware that Rocket ran 2 back for touchdowns against Rice in '88. Of course, the 2 last year against Michigan. Culver is the running back. On 1st and 10, off of a wing, they give it to Ricky Waters. Spinning to the 47-yard line. Robert Bailey on the tackle.
Jim, something to look for, I think, is very interesting is that Erickson was 4 for 5 on that last touchdown drive. So now the attention switches to the young quarterback, Rick Meyer, for Notre Dame. He is 1 for 5 for the game, 13 yards and an interception. He's missed his last 4, and you've got to credit the Miami pressure for that.
3 receivers to the left for Notre Dame on 2nd and 4. Waters to the 30. 23 yards on the pass play.
This is how you respond to adversity. That's why they say this quarterback, Rick Meyer, is going to be as good as they've ever had at Notre Dame. Off to a slow start, drops, fires, throws, and puts it right there to Ricky Waters.
William Pollard in as a receiver to the right, Sean Davis to the left. First down, Irish. Brooks is the tailback out of the eye. He takes the pitch. Gallops to the 22-yard line.
Notre Dame's disguising a lot of the same plays with a variety of formations. This time they go back to the standard base offense. They keep everybody in tight. Derek Brown, the tight end, throws a terrific block.
2nd and a long 1. Culver has the first down inside of the 20-yard line. The pacing of this game has all the makings of the one that was played here in 1988. 31-30 victory by Lou Holtz and the Irish as they won the championship 2 years ago. That game here in South Bend was a football classic.
Terrell breaking up that 2-point attempt. Ingrained in everybody's memory.
First down, Brooks. Another good run. Mark Caesar made the tackle.
Watch the tight end here. Watch the left tackle here. That's all you have to do, and you'll see why this play works. Release, engage, influence, and ride them out of the hole.
2nd and 4. Pitch to Brooks. The defense right there waiting for him. 3 players, and Darren Smith gets credit for the tackle. Virginia trailed at one point in that game, 14-9. And Virginia has an off week before Georgia Tech in 2 weeks.
Can't count the number of times people ask me if Virginia's for real. Cavaliers are.
Third down, 4. the makings of a quarterback draw. Snuffed out by Russell Maryland.
Watch the left side of your screen here. Quarterback draw. Notre Dame on this entire drive has tried to finesse you. But here comes old big number 67, Russell Maryland, the All-American, not fooled at all. And he's playing with bone spurs, broken bone in his foot.
Field goal attempt by Hendrick. Kick is good. 2 for 2 today. This one from 34 yards. And Miami's lead is only 1. Final 4 minutes and change of the first half.
With so much to do and so little time, when it's time to finance or lease your new GM vehicle, let GMAC do it right in the dealership. GMAC. Nobody wants to put you and GM quality on the road faster, so you'll have time for more important things.
You're the top. You're the Coliseum. You're the top. You're the Louvre Museum. You're the best in beer. That fact is clear. Each drop, you're #1. Second to none. You're the top.
Heineken, America's #1 imported beer. Amstel Light, America's #1 imported light beer.
You're a cut above the taste we love. Each drop, you're the best of both worlds. You're the top.
On Wall Street, fortunes are won and lost and won again before 10:30. Amid the halls of ivy, the best ideas often come and go before 10:30. And on the back lots of Hollywood, love often blooms and fades before 10:30. Which is why Federal Express delivers before 10:30 at more places around the country than anyone else. Federal Express, absolutely, positively the best in the business.
Is the Major missing in action?
Where is the Major anyway? Oh, one of his boring Marine functions.
Marines just want to have fun on Major Dad Monday.
Welcome back to Notre Dame, Indiana on a magnificent autumn afternoon. Magnificent sunshine, cool breeze blowing, 59,075 here in Notre Dame Stadium. Jesse Armstead, fine linebacker from Miami. You're out with a knee, Jesse. What's the prognosis?
Well, the doctors say the swelling is starting to leave now, and that's the main thing. And the operation will be done Friday on the 26th.
Friday, on your birthday, ironically. What about the game today? Is Notre Dame doing anything offensively that you didn't expect?
But really, they're running a lot of trick plays. We felt like they'll come out the first 2 or 3 quarters and run the ball. We didn't know they won't come out with a lot of trick plays like they're doing. And we just have to adjust at halftime.
Okay, thank you. Back up to you, Jimmy.
All right, Doc. Hendrick, 3 for 3 in field goals. 2 in this quarter. And he really lets this one go. Through the end zone, a touchback.
Got that steady breeze behind him. That'll help the stats look good.
Had our share of scoring here in the first half, Tim. Started with McGuire after a Notre Dame turnover just 2 minutes into the game. Hendrick with a field goal. Huerta matched it. The Rocket, though, ran the kick back to tie it. That was the score at the end of the first. Hendrick has kicked 2 field goals in the second quarter. Erickson on a 1-yard sneak moments ago from 34 yards, 17-16. Miami with the lead and first down. Randall Hill with the reception from the 34-yard line. Gain of 14.
Jim, you said this game so far has matched its buildup. Miami scored on 3 of 5 possessions. Notre Dame 4 of its 6.
First down, Miami. Play action fake. Over the middle, Carroll. Tom Carter with a terrific tackle. May have been beaten on the play, but had Carroll made one move to get by Carter, it would have been a touchdown. 31 yards on this play.
Erickson with a terrific fake here. Then he sets up and watches the middle. Now, he only sent one guy out. Carter's supposed to be playing free, but gives too much of a cushion. You mentioned he's just a freshman. More natural ability than Foreman, but with his inexperience, it can cost you, and it did there.
First down, Miami. Quickly to Hill. Not a good pass. Randall Hill there, number 3, told his teammates, "I'm really tired of last year's national championship ring. I need a new one." Should Miami win this game today, Tim, the schedule the rest of the way is very favorable for the Hurricanes. Notre Dame still has tough ones ahead with Tennessee and USC. 2nd and 10, run it with Conley. And a loss on the play. Andre Jones hit him first.
Watch the left side of your screen. Jones, number 7, keeps his outside leverage, forces Conley back inside, then tucks that tail and comes up and makes the stick. The play really was made by Stonebreaker, who made the pressure. He came on the blitz, forced everything out to Andre Jones very quickly. More quickly than I think Miami wanted to get out there.
3rd down, 12. With protection incomplete. Randall Hill was the intended receiver. Reggie Brooks with good coverage.
Jim, I can't remember seeing that guy Lou Holtz more involved in the football game. He's calling the offenses, he's calling the defenses, and when you see him walk up and down that sideline like he does, he walks about 5 miles a game. He's trying to get different angles to see what they're doing offensively and defensively.
Interesting, Miami from the 37 will bypass a 54-yard field goal attempt into the wind. They'll punt it instead. Paul Snyder. Big spiral, about a yard too long into the end zone. Of course, at the conclusion of today's game, we'll be selecting a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player from each team. 20 consecutive years now, the Chevrolet Scholarship Program has been in effect. $1,000 will be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. .233 left in the second quarter. Miami 17, Notre Dame 16. Again, forward handoff to Culver. He picks up 8. Down to John Dockery.
Yeah, Jim, let me just tell you something here. Rocket Ismail, big story on the bench is that you won't see Rocket Ismail in the game on this particular series. He's on the bench. The trainers are checking him out. Be with you in a second, my friend. They're checking him out, and he won't be back. He appears to be groggy. No official word from the Notre Dame bench at the moment. We'll keep you posted. Back to you guys.
2nd and 2. Brooks has the first down. All 3 timeouts remaining for Notre Dame. They're still working on the Rocket. Timeout called by the Irish. .139 before the intermission. Of course, coming up at halftime, Andrea Joyce and Mike Francesa with the stories of the day in college football. We'll be right back to South Bend.
Along the edge of San Francisco Bay, just off the Embarcadero, you'll discover the Fog City Diner. Elegant as a formal dining car, yet friendly as a Main Street cafe, where people reserve weeks in advance to taste the red curry mussel stew or the grilled chicken with roasted peppers. So leave your troubles behind, but bring your Visa card, because at Fog City, they take things easy, but they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Advanced ceramic technology brings you the new generation of ceramic furnaces. The Comfort Plus and Ultra Comfort from True Value hardware stores. Get safer instant heat from a compact unit that stays cool to the touch. Plus, it regulates the electricity it needs as the room temperature is maintained, so you can turn down your home's thermostat and save energy. Get the Comfort Plus or Ultra Comfort ceramic furnace at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Choose to finance or lease your new GM vehicle someplace other than GMAC, you might find yourself waiting in line instead of out hugging one. GMAC. Nobody wants to put you and GM quality on the road faster.
Miami leads it by a point just before halftime. The play of the day so far was in the first quarter. Raghib Ismail nearly stumbling after taking the kick and then exploding for a 94-yard run back. Tied the game 10-10. But at this moment, the Rocket is a little groggy. And for more on that, let's go down again to John Dockery.
Thank you, Jim. And the team doctor from Notre Dame came over, was a little more cooperative than that security guard. He told me basically the Rocket is dizzy. Things are spinning around. At this moment in time, he cannot play. So what they're going to do is they're going to take him in at half. They're going to check him out again and to see if he can play in the second half. We'll keep you posted.
Doc Rocket so far, 154 all-purpose yards.
First down play for Notre Dame. Tony Smith is out there and has it at the 20-yard line. Yards for Notre Dame.
Meyer hasn't thrown deep much all year. He ranks third in the nation in efficiency because it's a fail-safe, high-percentage dink-and-dunk type offense. Today, he's starting to air it out. There's Tony Smith, high school track star.
Ricky Waters on first down. Fumbles the football. Miami is there. Darren Smith. Third turnover for the Irish. Lou Holtz, ever the master psychologist, telling his team it's okay.
That's what he should do at this instance, too, because this is very uncharacteristic of Notre Dame. We told you only one turnover in the last 4 games that Meyer has started. This is just a big hit. Watch it. Inside out leverage again. Strips there, and then here comes the hit. Oh, my.
Michael Barrow with the hit.
Moved him inside. He's now the starting middle linebacker, 222-pound sophomore. It's a good lick.
Intended for Randy Bethel. 67 seconds left in the first half.
Pretty indicative, huh? Look at that.
When Miami lost here by a point in '88, they turned it over 7 times. 2nd and 10. Today the turnover's going the other way. McGuire will have the first down at the 21-yard line. Reggie Brooks on the tackle. Gain of 11. Miami has all of its timeouts left here in the second quarter. Quickly to Carroll, and out of bounds to stop it with 51 seconds remaining. Now, just prior to that last play, the Rocket got an early start on halftime, headed back to the locker room. Second down 2. Miami with the 1-point lead. Over the head of Randall Hill. 2 freshmen on the coverage, Greg Lane and Tom Carter. Miami coaches know a lot about Tom Carter. Jogging back. He's from St. Petersburg, Florida. Certainly recruited by the Canes, but headed to South Bend. A true freshman starting at free safety. 3rd and 2. And there's a timeout called by Erickson. That's the first one they've used, the Hurricanes, in the first half.
College football taught me the importance of perseverance. Perseverance has been very instrumental in my personal life, my family life, and my business life. You know, you set goals, you set objectives. You have disappointments at times, but you have to pick yourself back up when things aren't going right. You can't quit. College football taught me the importance of not quitting, and it taught me a lot about perseverance.
College football prepares you for the game of life.
Just flying right underneath the blimp. And we'll zoom in to Notre Dame Stadium. Chance to remind you, next week will be from Folsom Field, Boulder, Colorado, Oklahoma against the Buffaloes. Next Saturday starting at 2 Eastern time. And a moment ago, you may have seen it, the Sooners are trailing in the 4th quarter to Iowa State, 33-31. 3rd and 2. This will pick up the first. Hill gets a little extra before stopping the clock. A gain of 15 with 40 seconds remaining.
He was working on Greg Lane again, the freshman cornerback, and Lane actually slipped. Now that field is soft. As you know, I was down on that field before the game. It's soft, it gives easily, and Lane slipped that time, and Miami almost broke it big.
First down for the Canes. Bob Dahl tackles Erickson, who has 2 timeouts remaining. Should have maybe used one right there. Connolly is the running back, and now he uses it. Boy, that's a waste of time right there.
He tried to get the play off, Jim. He was trying to audibilize out to the wide receiver, and Hill couldn't hear him. Hill threw up the arms like, I don't know what the heck you're talking about, and he finally had to call the time.
Erickson to Erickson right there. For Dennis Erickson, this is his 100th game as a head coach. He's been at Idaho, Wyoming, Washington State, and now in his 2nd year at Miami.
Calls the whole team over.
You know, in the last 4 years, this has really become college football's hottest rivalry. 5 years, really. And it ends today. The series ends today between Notre Dame and Miami. The winner 4 times in the 80s of this contest went on to win the national championship. Miami winning 5 of the last 6.
D! All right, defense! Give for the defense! Come on, Irish! Clear your defense! 15 more seconds!
It's ironic. They give up Miami and they pick up Florida State in a couple of years. It's like a shark and a piranha. Different reputations, both have national interest, both are very dangerous. Don't want to get in the water with either one. Second down, 6.
One timeout left. And just enough to launch one to the end zone. Great scene today in South Bend, and really an equally excitable crowd last year in the Orange Bowl. And Dennis Erickson said that win against Notre Dame, 27-10 last year, made the community of Miami realize I can coach. Not easy coming in and replacing the very successful Jimmy Johnson. Folks, we've checked it out, and this is a final. Oklahoma losing for the 2nd straight week. Texas last week. The Cyclones of Jim Walden today pull off the surprise.
Like a roller coaster ride in college football this year.
Mike and Andrea will have details coming up at halftime.
Michigan has already lost today for the 2nd week in a row.
It's the completion, but that's all. Horace Copeland. It's a 1-point game at the intermission. Miami 17, Notre Dame 16. It's setting up for a tremendous second half in South Bend. Now let's take it to Andrea Joyce at Studio 45 in New York.
Michigan.
Second-ranked Miami leading by a single point over number 6 Notre Dame, 17-16. The final chapter has 2 quarters to go. Jim Nance along with Tim Brandt from Notre Dame Stadium. And Tim, after the first half now, what are your thoughts about this contest?
The 3 Notre Dame turnovers were not only unusual, but they also hurt badly. I think that Notre Dame has definitely gotten Miami's attention. They've proven that they can run the football against Miami, and so you will see some adjustments there. Erickson, 11 of 19, 198 yards, so he's been effective throwing the ball, but Myers starting to come on now. He's now 3 of 7. He did have that interception. The other big key is whether the Rocket, Ismail, comes back. He had 154 total all-purpose yards. They need him, and I suspect if at all he can come back, he will.
We'll have the story on the Rocket from John Dockery when we come back. The teams are coming back out for the second half. We'll return after this message and a word from your local station.
By 10:30 a.m. any business day, one company will guarantee delivery of your overnight air packages to more people, places, and businesses than anyone else in the industry. UPS introduces 10:30 a.m. guaranteed overnight air delivery. 62,000 trucks. No waiting.
HBO's hit football series First and 10 presents It's Your Choice. In this episode, Jethro is up against former heavyweight champ Larry Holmes. Will Jethro A, renew his life insurance, B, tell Larry his shoes untied, or C, be knocked senseless? It's your choice. It's irreverent. It's irresponsible. Only HBO would dare run a series like this. If you said C, you made the right choice. First and 10, catch it only on HBO.
This is CBS.
This
is Mako's Ambassador Paint Service. Just $149. We professionally prepare your car. We chemically clean it, surface sand it, and give it a high-grade oven-baked enamel finish from over 7,000 colors. All backed in writing in over 400 centers coast to coast. Mako's Ambassador Paint Service. The best value for your money. Just $149. If you want high-quality work for this kind of price, you better get Mako.
Huge selection, top name brands, and low, low prices. It's the Dare to Compare sale at Value City. Women's Air Step, Lifestride, Connie, and Fanfare's dress shoes. Not $34 to $48, only $19.99 to $24.99. Women's fashion boots and suede fashion flats. Not $26 to $30, your choice $9.99. Men's Puma high tops and Brooks low cuts. Not $57 to $65, your choice $39.99. Girls Bellini leather flats. Not $34, only $14.99. The Dare to Compare sale at all Value City department stores.
Wait till your mother gets home!
The Lexus ES250. With so many luxury features, it's fun even driving it around the block 50 or 60 times. Come into your Cleveland area Lexus dealer, drive it around the block.
Join Robin Swoboda on the next In Sports, Sunday at midnight on TV8.
CBS Sports coverage of today's CFA game is sponsored by Toyota's quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. UPS, now offering 10:30 a.m. guaranteed overnight air delivery. And by Keystone and Keystone Light. Bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great?
On a sunny but cool and crisp. Yes, it's a autumn afternoon. Best way you could describe it. One of your favorite autumn afternoons. Set for the second half between Miami and Notre Dame. But just moments ago, John Dockery spoke with Lou Holtz about the second half.
Well, I think the first half we had 3 turnovers. You can't do that. We got to get a little more pressure on the quarterback, but it's a football game where we have to control our own destiny, and we can't do the things that we've done, but I'm proud of them. They played hard and well.
Thank you, Coach. Of course, part of that destiny revolves around the Rocket Ismail, and right now the doctors told me that he was dehydrated in the first half. He was a little woozy, didn't know where he was. They're filling him with fluids, and they hope that he'll be able to play in the second half. Now back to you guys.
All right, John, Miami will have the football to start the second half, and the Hurricanes will have the wind at their back in the final quarter. Now a late arrival. You hear a sudden eruption from the crowd. The Rocket has come out of the locker room.
Pain is temporary. Victory's forever. You know he's going to play.
Started. Williams is the deep man. Williams on one hop. Todd Light brings him down at the 32-yard line, along with Anthony Peterson.
This is what Miami's been doing with the pass. Look at this. 10 yards and under. They've been 5 times there. Notre Dame just 2. You see the breakdown. Miami, of course, throwing more passes, longer, trying to hit that big play that Stonebreaker talked about at the very beginning of this telecast. Conley is the running back on first down. Nothing there at all. Maybe a loss. Chris Zorich on the tackle. Key word for Notre Dame defensively is disruption. Zorich slides right down the line of scrimmage, explodes off the ball, run to the key, find the ball, get there instead of the old shuffle, step, read and react that Notre Dame used to do.
Zorich says, I have one goal, to win the national championship. I'll do whatever it takes. A loss of 2. 2nd and 12. Right side through the hands of Randy Bethel. Andre Jones guarding him. Again, it was an interesting defense by Notre Dame, which continues to give Erickson a lot of different looks. They were in a combination coverage, half man, half zone. They had Jones locked on man for man, came all the way across the field. Third and 12 for the Canes. Incomplete. Randall Hill could not come down with it. Hill tried to climb the ladder, but could not come down with the football. And the crowd on its feet as the Rocket is back to return the punt of Paul Snyder. Fair catch called and made at the 35-yard line. 35-yard punt into the wind. Tomorrow, the NFL Today. Greg and the gang at 12:30 Eastern Time. And the lineup, well, most will see in the early game, Philadelphia against Washington. Saints in Houston, or the Cowboys at Tampa Bay. The Bucks are coming on. Phoenix and the Giants a little bit later. Atlanta at the Rams. Rocketing as a receiver. To the far side. Meyer rolling to that side. And will gain about 4 with a flag down.
Looked like a face mask, Jim. Notre Dame loves to run that sprint. That's what Miami was expecting out of them this entire game.
Oh, grabbing a face mask, 5-yard penalty against the defense.
Okay, the penalty was against Darren Smith. They're saying it wasn't flagrant, so it's only going to be a 5-yard penalty. Brooks threw a terrific block for Meyer, who then tries to get outside, and then here's Smith with the face mask right there. Just reached out and got his hand caught, released it immediately, so it's only a 5-yard penalty.
It has been a clean, hard-hitting football game to this point. That is the first penalty, in fact, since the first quarter. First and 3. The Rocket on the reverse. Russell Maryland has him by the ankle.
It's unusual that they would run this back to the short side. They show Brooks coming to the wide side of the field and hand it off to the Rocket going back to the short side. A guy with that kind of ability, you want to give him the biggest opportunity, the most room to use those talents to get away from Mo Crum.
Loss of yardage. Second down. Meyer keeps on the option. Tackled by Smith and Crum. Third and short coming up for the Irish. Coaches from in the press box. Third and 3. Culver. His last cut to the right. Picked up the first down for Notre Dame. Tackled by Anthony Hamlet.
You know, the motto at Notre Dame, or at IBM rather, for years has always been think. Culver works for IBM in the offseason, and he came through that time and was thinking immediately. He saw the pursuit, waited, and then bounced it outside for the first. First from the 47 of Notre Dame.
Meyer. And a gain of 8. Secondary tackle by Darrell Williams.
Quarterback draw, you watch the linebackers right away. They're trying to get up in the hole, lift the gap, engage with the blockers, so Meyer just takes it right up the middle. Not a bad runner. He's run for 3 touchdowns this year.
Trailing by a point, early third. Notre Dame in Miami territory, 2nd and 2. Culver lost his footing and a flag is down. A flag away from the football.
That whole thing was screwy for Notre Dame. They had too many guys on the field and had to get Brooks off at the last second.
First penalty of the day against Notre Dame. Adrian Gerald on the illegal block.
Thursday was very cold here in South Bend, Indiana. We got a lot of rain, maybe even some ice mixed in there, but the field is a little bit damp. It's extremely soft, and the footing's been treacherous all afternoon.
We have clipping against the offense, 15 yards from the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
They have turned on the temporary lights, although the sun is still out. 2nd and 16. Throwing on the run for the Rocket. First down at the Miami 36-yard line. And look out.
Tony Smith, number 83, is lucky he didn't get thrown out of the game. Threw a right cross that time. After that play, trying to protect Rocket. Here's the sprint out. They love to run this play. Culver in front. Gives the protection to Meyer, who throws off that back foot. Now watch this. Here's Rocket. Knows where the sideline is. Gives a little stutter step there. Almost loses his head. End of this play, though, Tony Smith threw a right cross. See number 83 there? Top left of your screen.
Shane Curry, number 44, came across pretty hard, too, for Miami. First down play. And another reception. Lake Dawson, freshman from Federal Way, Washington.
All right, we just got to slow down here. Okay, 2nd and short, so let's just go right to, yeah, Eagle. Game of 9.
Got me.
Sonny Lubick was on the front row for the Miami coaches in the booth, sending down some signals to Dennis Erickson. 2nd and 1. Tony Brooks is the tailback out of the eye.
The way Ryan picked up that flag and shook his head, he might be the guilty party for Notre Dame.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. Repeat the down.
It was Tim Ryan.
Second and 6. Movement again. You sense the intensity and the emotions may be getting near a boiling point.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's the team that controls those emotions that's going to win this football game, because emotion gets in the way of concentration.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense.
So that brings Lou Holtz right out onto the field. Keep in mind, we told you at the beginning of the ball game, to control that Miami defensive line, Notre Dame wanted to go on long counts and force Miami to be disciplined. These last two, they looked like they were going to explode out of the two-point stance on a quick count. And the offensive linemen from Notre Dame were a little bit too anxious. Second and 11 after the back-to-back penalties. Rusty Medeiros coming in on Meyer. He gets it away to Culver. And Darren Smith holds on to the leg. To go in the third quarter. Miami leads it 17-16. Irish from the Miami 31-yard line. 3rd and 5. Meyer just gets it away. No receiver in the area. Darren Smith had pressure on the sophomore quarterback. Hey, Jim, I'll tell you this, too. Roland Smith, number 16, the left cornerback, took Sean Davis and threw him about 15 feet off the field. That ball was intended for Davis, and he wasn't even on the field anymore. Here comes the pressure outside on Meyer. Brooks tries to get a handle on Smith, gets him just long enough, but there was no chance of completing that pass. Craig Hendrick can give Notre Dame the lead. He's a perfect 3 for 3 today. This is a career-long attempt. 49 yards. Long enough, but wide to the left.
Selected Memory Implant 7, the ultimate adventure. Vehicle preference?
Toyota 4x4, the black one.
Excellent choice. Another one.
The 1991 Toyota 4x4. The ultimate adventure.
Now, every time you use the American Express card, you could win a trip anywhere. To do anything. Because American Express is giving away $10,000 dream weekends. One a day, every day, for the rest of the year. Every time you use the card, you have another chance to win. Only with the American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Tim McCarver from the Oakland Coliseum, where we are awaiting Game 4 of the 1990 World Series, and news from Tony La Russa. Jose Canseco will not be starting in tonight's ball game. In his place, Willie McGee, and the reason, Tony said, nagging injuries, and he wants better defense behind Dave Stewart. We will be on the air this evening at 8 o'clock, first pitch, 8:24, for the 4th game of the 1990 World Series. Now let's go back to Jim Nance.
Tim, thank you. Little shake-up in the A's lineup. Trying to avoid the sweep tonight. We'll have it for you on CBS.
Can't play around now. You're not producing. You got to get out of there. He's got to find somebody that can produce for him. Down 3 games to none.
Miami takes over after the missed field goal from its 31-yard line. Running it with McGuire. Fumble the football. Recovered by Notre Dame. man made the recovery. George Williams.
Watch Sullivan and Cristobal, the two linemen. They pull. They try to open it, but then comes the pursuit from the inside. Kawakowski made the hit, the fumble. Watch this. There's Kawakowski, who slid down from his linebacker spot. Makes the hit, and the ball's loose right now.
From the 25, Tony Brooks. A gain of 5. Russell Maryland on the tackle.
Michael Barrow can barely walk. He got injured on that last play. Middle linebacker.
Scott Kowalkowski forced the turnover. You see the way he's got the uniform rolled up underneath the shoulder straps? He says he does that because it's gut check time, and he leaves the gut fully exposed.
He's right about that. Michael Barrow, the middle linebacker from Miami, is really shaken up, injured his leg. He doesn't want to leave the football game.
What they do now with Barrow out, they bring in a freshman, Darren Klein, from Aurora, Colorado. Second down 4. They go inside. Culbert to the 16. Bailey and Klein, number 91, the new man on the field, make the tackle.
Coming in, Notre Dame wanted to control Miami's defense, their pass rush, by throwing on rundowns and running on pass downs. Throw quickly. Now I believe they really think that they can out-muscle them and finesse them.
3rd and 1. Culver off right tackle. Klein and Crum hit him, but it appears to be a Notre Dame first down. It is. First down for the Irish. The Rocket at running back. A loss of a yard.
That's a big play. First down is critical. Once you get down in the red zone, you want to come up with 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3, something like that. Rocket actually lost yardage on that play, and it surprised me a little bit because Notre Dame felt like they could control the line of scrimmage on this series. 2 straight aheads with Culver. They got a first down.
A loss of 2, Tim Brandt. 2nd down and 12. Culver, the lone back. Brooks is on a wing. Brooks gets it. Inside of the 10. Darren Klein. Russell Maryland on the tackle. 3rd and about 4 coming up for the Irish. Michael Barrow has returned. Number 56 for Miami at middle linebacker. 3rd down, we'll call it 5. 3rd and 5. Darren Smith right in on Meyer. A loss of 9 on that play, Tim.
He was coming right now, almost before the ball snapped. Coming off the corner, he had pursuit. You call that a C stunt, coming from the outside, bellow it in. It's a big play by Darren Smith.
Field goal time straight away from 35 yards. Hendrick can give the Irish the lead. Sexton on the hold. The kick splits the sticks, and Notre Dame is indeed in front. Hendrick has just tied a Notre Dame record. 4 field goals in a game. Last performed by the diminutive Reggie Ho. Remember him?
Why do fools fall in love?
Why do opposites attract? Why do gentlemen prefer blondes? Why do women have all the answers? Why? Ask why? Try. Cold filtered for smooth draft taste. Dry brewed for no aftertaste. Because if true love's not the answer, true refreshment must be.
Ready for some good news? If your car is in an accident and you have Allstate insurance, you can leave it in our hands. Allstate's recommended pro shops can do everything, including the estimate, in one stop. And to make you feel even better, Allstate will guarantee their workmanship for as long as you own your car. Well, that's the news. Now, be careful. You're in good hands with Allstate, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
You know, people drive into my Meineke shop for a low price, and they get it. But I own this business, and I know that price isn't the only important thing. Service is important. Quality workmanship and attention to detail are important. Top-notch parts are important. In fact, at Meineke Discount Mufflers, nothing is unimportant. That's why the only thing we discount is price. At my shop and all the independently owned Meinekes nationwide, nothing is unimportant.
If you think you know what goes on under the anchor desk at a TV studio, think again.
I let go when you let go.
WIOU premieres Wednesday.
Everyone knew this would be intense. Mike Sullivan, you're looking at him, really put this game in perspective for us.
We've made a conscious effort to show that, you know, you could be excellent on the field and off the field, and that there's no correlation between being a bad guy and winning. You know, you can kind of still wear the white hat, but for some reason, I don't think it's ever really going to change. You know, whenever Miami and Notre Dame plays, it's going to be good guys versus the bad guys, and it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if I come out there with a halo over my head. You know, I'm still going to be the guy riding in with the black hat, you know, and trying to burn down the town. So, you know, we try, but.
Mike Sullivan might be the best interview in all of college football.
He's also quite an individual, quality individual. Wants to get into politics when he gets out of school.
One of only two players in the 80s to start on two championship teams. Greg Mark was the other. Through the end zone, the kick by Hendrick. Miami trailing now in the game will start from the 20.
Lou Holtz said that coming into this game, that his offense had to protect his defense by keeping Miami's offense off the field. So far, in this half, Notre Dame's had the ball 16 plays, Miami only 4. In the time of possession, Notre Dame's had it 8.5 minutes to Miami's 1. Can't score if you don't have the football. Notre Dame hadn't had it.
McGuire is the running back. -7 yards offense this quarter for the Hurricanes. They'll lose more yardage. Andre Jones puts on the stick.
I want you to watch the tight end right here, and here's the man, Jones, who makes the tackle. Watch what happens. Chudzinski throws a lookout block. Jones goes right around him. Look at Chudzinski. Doesn't hold his block. Jones goes. He holds his, forces back inside, and boom.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Erickson gets it away, incomplete. Chudzinski was the target. You see those balls deflected and seemingly linger out in the air. You're waiting for the interception, but no one was there. I don't know how much more they can generate. Third and 13. With the blitz, Erickson sacked. Paul Snyder to punt out of his end zone. Remember, the Irish have blocked 3 punts the last 2 weeks. They set up for a return. But the short punt cannot be returned. Only 26 yards on the punt. And the Irish have the football first down to the Miami 34.
With this kind of field position, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go after the end zone right now. Try to strike immediately.
Flags down. Play is whistled dead.
And another flag goes down. Cheap shot in the secondary. I think you're going to get a personal foul, second flag.
Okay, we're going to mark them off both, all right? I'm going to mark 5 yards this way and then 15 yards that way, all right? And it will be 5 yards and then 15, it will be a first down. Okay? Okay?
Here's the explanation.
Now he's going to turn his mic off. He thought he...
Okay, that's all right. We heard the explanation. Yep. You already got the illegal procedure against Notre Dame, and then we told you there was a cheap shot in the secondary, so that's a dead ball foul. So they'll mark it one way and then come back. I want you to watch number 44. Okay, top of your screen. Boom. Here it comes. Bang. Throw the flag right now. Unsportsmanlike conduct. So you move it back 5, then you go back the other way and move it 15. Bottom line is Notre Dame comes out with even better field position.
Football at the 25 of Miami. Irv Smith has come in as a second tight end. He's tucked in to the left. Derek Brown is on the right side. They pitch it to Brooks. Another flag comes down.
Oh, they're starting to air out the laundry now, aren't they?
No penalties in the second quarter. They're making up for it. Holding against the Irish.
All right, down here you really have to concentrate. We talked about emotion can really get in the way of concentration. We've already seen 3 penalties, and some of them have really been ignorant. Got to maintain your composure, your poise.
We have holding, 10-yard penalty on the offense, repeat first down.
So it's now 1st and 20. 3 receivers to the left. Culver, the single back. Darren Smith and Robert Bailey have him after a 3-yard gain.
Not a bad call, though, Jim. 1st and 20, you're immediately thinking pass. Notre Dame comes out with 3 receivers to the wide side, and so they run. Try to do the opposite of what the defense is thinking.
Second and 17. Meyer tucks it under. All kinds of room inside of the 15. That's right at the first down yardage. They move the chains, a first down after the 18-yard scramble.
You know what this is? I'll tell you, Rick Meyer, his dad was a high school coach. He was raised with fundamentals. Look at this, the coverage, too deep, then underneath, man coverage. So it was too deep with 4 under man. First down play, Culver. Darren Smith. Darren Smith's name is called about every other play now. Sophomore from Miami of Florida. Point I was going to make. Rick Meyer read that defense. Too deep, 4 under man. Everybody was covered. Being raised by a high school football coach. He's been raised in fundamentals, can read things like that quickly, react, and he just tucked it away and got the big gainer for Notre Dame. Very smart play for a sophomore.
Second and 14. Jerome Bettis, a freshman, is the lone back. Pass deflected by Darren Smith. Notre Dame's lone touchdown, a kickoff return by Rocket Ismail in the first quarter. 4 field goals by Hendrick. 3rd and 14. To Tony Smith. Oh, what a hit. Incomplete. Roland Smith and Darrell Williams doubled up on Tony Smith.
Here's the read that Meyer has. He looks into the flat. Brooks is there, then goes into the end zone. And Smith goes after Smith, and that'll put your eyes up in your forehead. That's a pretty good lick.
I'll say. Hendrick for his 5th field goal. This would give him sole possession of the Notre Dame school record, most field goals in a game. From 35 yards, again he's good. 5 for 6 on the day. Greg Hendrick.
On Wall Street, fortunes are won and lost and won again before 10:30. Amid the halls of ivy, the best ideas often come and go before 10:30. And on the back lots of Hollywood, love often blooms and fades before 10:30. Which is why Federal Express delivers before 10:30 at more places around the country than anyone else. Federal Express, absolutely, positively the best in the business.
At Compaq, before we build our desktop personal computers, we look at you. We look at what you do and the power and performance you need to get it done. Since introducing the world's first high-performance 386 PC, Compaq has never stopped, giving you more power, more speed, and the best of the latest technology. To do, well, that's up to you. Compaq. It simply works better.
And now to introduce the all-new Toyota Tercel, Skitch Henderson, and the New York Pops. The new Toyota Tercel, now with more room, more power, and 4 doors. It's the serious car, for those who don't take themselves too seriously.
Visit their own for the skin. A DC Demolition, Sunday, 12:30 Eastern.
As you see, the shadows have come all the way across the bluegrass field at Notre Dame Stadium. These pictures coming from the Goodyear Blimp America. The 30th year now, Goodyear Blimps have televised college football. Downwind, and again through the end zone. Baseball tonight, Game 4. The Reds trying to close it out. Dave Stewart will try to keep the A's in it. 8 o'clock Eastern Time, CBS Sports coverage. Jack Buck, Tim McCarver, Pat O'Brien. Please join us tonight. World Series action. First down, Miami. Conley, the running back. Good play action fake. Erickson can't find a receiver open. Now he does. Randall Hill spins it down after a 13-yard gain.
And you know what, Jim? That's Erickson's first completion of the second half. Notre Dame's had the ball 18 minutes and 19 seconds in the second half. Miami's had it 2.
That sounds like too many minutes. Miami's still not quite up there. Total yards still in negative figures. Conley to the 35.
What I say for the second half, meant for the 18 for the game. 2 minutes this half. Failed that math test, didn't it? Watch Zorich, 50. Look how quick he is. Penetrate, skate, hunt, and confront.
Who's doing your taxes?
Not me. Bottom line is, Notre Dame's keeping Miami off the field. They haven't been able to score.
That's right. 2nd and 9. 4 seconds on the down clock. Wesley Carroll. First down, Miami at the 47. Wesley Carroll missed the contest last year against Notre Dame. Separated a shoulder the week prior. He's the top receiver for the Canes, although Randall Hill has been a favorite target today. First down play. Conley. Inside of the 40. A gain of 17. That pass play looked dangerous to you for a minute there?
Definitely was. Williams got in the way, almost picked it off, and he's the defensive tackle. Somehow he had skated outside. And then at the end of that play, Conley almost lost it on the hit. Stonebreaker almost took that ball away, stripped him.
Canes to run the last play of the third quarter. Stick it in the belly of McGuire, and he gets out of bounds at the 31-yard line. That's the end of the third quarter with the score Notre Dame 22, Miami 17. Our coverage will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
If you could reach into your TV, take the picture, and put it anywhere you want, you would discover the miracle of liquid crystal entertainment, the miracle of Sharp Vision. Sharp Vision's flat picture can be any size to fit any wall in any size room. Enjoy the crystal clear picture from any angle, and Sharp Vision disappears when not in use. Liquid Crystal Sharp Vision, big screen entertainment designed for your home.
In financial matters, as in life, everybody's different. Different needs, different goals. The Principal Financial Group understands. Our financial services are as unique and individual as you are. Personalized solutions that offer each customer an advantage. That's the Principal Edge. It's made us one of America's largest. So for diversified products that fit your financial needs to the letter, look for the Principal Edge.
This is CBS.
If you're thinking about a pickup, pick the Chevy Geo Network. Because right now, at great prices, standard equipment on every truck we sell. Get a 91 Chevy S10 Tahoe with V6 stereo cassette, sliding rear window, and more for under $9,300. A full-size Chevy pickup with V6 5-speed and power steering for under $10,600. When value like this comes standard, buying any other truck just isn't an option. Make the right selection. The Chevy Geo Network. In Ohio, nobody beats the heartbeat.
A rich hunt scene framed in classic gold, a striking abstract in a contemporary frame, or a beautiful landscape set in solid oak. This Sunday only at Collector's Art's first spectacular showing of the new season, you can buy our gallery oil paintings at prices you've never dreamed possible. Plus over 2,000 paintings like you see here to be sold out for $39 or less. $39! Incredible! This Sunday only 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In Cleveland at the Cleveland Airport Marriott. In Akron at the Hilton Inn West Fairlawn. In East Lake at the Clarion Hotel. And in Canton at the Park Hotel.
Once in a great while, something is created that is so fine, so excellent, that it can only be described as a classic. Honda was created that way. Motor Trend says Honda sets the standard. Car and Driver lists Honda as one of the 10 best for 8 straight years. Even Ford, GM, and Chrysler dealers say it's the best. Now's your last chance to buy one of these classics at a closeout price for under $7,000, or a 4-door sedan for $97.15. But hurry, this closeout sale will soon be history.
Dick Goddard, weeknights at 6 and 11 on Cleveland's own News Center 8.
CBS Sports coverage of today's CFA game is sponsored by Hewlett-Packard LaserJet printers. They'll get you noticed. Century 21 Systems, just tell us what you want. It's as good as done. And by Valvoline Motor Oil. People who know use Valvoline.
Saying the fourth quarter is ours. The final pages of the final chapter. Miami and Notre Dame close out their rivalry today.
And Miami has the wind at its back.
2nd and 5 from the Notre Dame 31. McGuire is stuck at the line of scrimmage by Chris Zorich. Demetrius Dubose.
Stonebreaker 42 gets ridden out a little bit, but then here comes the pursuit from the other side. Watch this. Dubose comes up into the hole, gets help from behind, and makes the tackle.
Trips to the left on 3rd and 4. Conley the back. Dumps it over to Conley. Conley gets free at the 20. Conley down the sidelines and out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Darren Handy helped clear the way for him.
That is a terrific read by Craig Erickson, a Heisman Trophy candidate. Here's the blitz. Number 7 coming on that side is Jones. Now when he comes, that vacates that flat. Watch. You go out there, now there's nobody there because that's where Jones would be. But instead he blitzed, get it to Conley, and Conley takes it all the way down inside the 10-yard line. Terrific read by Erickson.
1st and goal from the 8. Touchdown gives them the lead. Fake, throw, too high.
See that guy right there, Lou Holtz? That was a gamble on his part. High risk, high reward. Came with the blitz backside. Once you give that up, you're opening up the flat. Erickson just picked him.
Second and goal from the 8. Wesley Carroll cannot hold on.
You're right! Find the way! You gotta get in!
Play is shuttled in by the tight end Rob Chudzinski, who is dangerous in this territory. 3rd and goal from the 8. Incomplete. Too steep for Carroll. From the right hash mark, 25 yards on the attempt. And the kick is good through that difficult angle. It's a 2-point game now with 14 minutes remaining. Who will stay alive in the championship race?
You've heard it said before. It's not just what you say. It's how you say it. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. They'll get you noticed.
The greatest travel bargain on earth is waiting. For less than the price of a stamp, you can go anywhere, anytime, effortlessly. You can leave from almost any corner. 50,000 people are making sure you have a good trip. There's nothing faster, or easier, or more certain. Yet for all you get, it costs amazingly little. It's AT&T Long Distance.
When David and Lisa Edmondson needed life insurance, they came to see me. I'm Kent Spearman, their State Farm agent. I help the Edmondsons put together a life insurance plan that works for them and their budget. And I stay in touch as their needs grow and change because that plan has to work for their children, Rachel and Travis, too. If you want life insurance that works for you, get an agent who works for you. Get yourself a State Farm agent.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Rocket runs over, high-fives it with the cheerleaders and a few fellow students.
I'd like to take his pulse right now. That adrenaline is flying.
Think they'll kick to him?
I wouldn't think so, but Notre Dame will get him the ball somehow if they don't.
Just joined us, Notre Dame's lone touchdown, a run back on a kick return by the Rocket in the first half. Comes to Tony Brooks, who will lateral it. Here he is. And a flag down. I believe I saw a clip. Let's check in with our man, John Dockery.
Thank you, Jim. I'm with Karen Meyer, Rick's mom and dad. And you, as a former coach, how would you grade your son's performance today?
Well, I think Rick's doing a fine job. He's protecting the ball and doing what's expected of him. If he can protect it and keep it away from them and get it down close enough to at least to catch the field goal, that's all we're asking for.
Do you see any openings that he can take advantage of?
Well, I'd like to see him throw the ball a little bit instead of on third down, maybe on first or second down. Give him a chance a little bit earlier, but I think he's doing a fine job. And game plan right now has him ahead, so that's the key thing.
Karen, I know your other son, Jeff, is over in Persian Gulf. Has he been able to follow Rick's performances over here?
Yes, he has. We've been sending him articles and one video so far. Hopefully he's been able to get that. Sent him to Sports Illustrated, and he said he's never been prouder in his life.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Thank you both. Back to you, Jim.
Brother Jeff is in our United States 82nd Airborne Unit in Saudi Arabia. He's a paratrooper. Was married 2 years ago this very weekend. The Rocket trying to get away from Barrow. You know, Tim, 2 years ago when Rick Meyer was a senior in high school and being recruited, and he was lining up with Notre Dame, he came to all of the home games except for the Classic against Miami because of Jeff's wedding. He said he spent most of the reception watching it on a monitor, this contest. Movement on 2nd and 2. There had been a holding penalty on the return.
Ignore the flag. Ignore the flag. It's no penalty.
How about that? Lou Holtz walked all the way out to the numbers. He walked off the sideline onto the field, and they picked the flag up.
So we ignore that flag. 2nd and 2. Culver quickly. First down across the 40. Russell Maryland on the tackle. Notre Dame into the wind in this final quarter. Inside of 13 minutes. First down. Ismail. And Darren Smith forces him out.
Rick's dad made a pretty good point about throwing a little bit more on first down. That was part of the Notre Dame game plan. They've kind of backed off that a little bit as soon as they found out that their offensive line could control Miami's. But now he's up against it again.
2nd and 7. Now steps back, fires, and hits his receiver, Tony Smith. It's a first down in Miami territory. From the Miami 47, first down. Rodney Culver. Again, Maryland by the leg. And Michael Barrow helps out. That's a very costly tie for Texas A&M. Already with a loss in the Southwest Conference. A loss and a tie made put them out of the Cotton Bowl. 2nd and 6. Meyer through the hands of Brooks. And the quarterback took a tumble after releasing that one. Mo Crum.
He did everything he could possibly do. He hung in there. Crumb's coming. He knows it, still stays in and releases the football. Again, it was a good read because he saw they were in a man-free coverage zone underneath. He went to the right man. Brooks should have had it.
Ray Greg's in as a receiver. 3rd and 6. Blitz time, and they got Meyer. Miami and Maurice Crum put a halt to that drive. This will be Notre Dame's first punt of the day. And the guy who's put up 16 of their points, Craig Hendrick, will punt it. 5 field goals and the extra point. It's a great bounce. Todd Lights hanging all over it, downs it at the 7. Well, Miami is 93 yards away, trailing by 2.
There are nearly 4 million miles of roads in this beautiful country. But only half of them are paved. The Toyota 4Runner. Where you go is your concern. Getting you back is ours.
I love what you do for me.
Hey, Harry, grab the bud and I think we're out of here.
Right.
I want to drink your bud.
Hi, I'm Harry. So am I.
Well, there you are.
You are not going to believe this.
This Halloween, replenish your Bud supply. Pick up Budweiser, Bud Light, and Bud Dry.
What's your bud type?
This year, IndyCar racing was dominated by one man, Al Unser Jr., 1990 IndyCar champion.
If a driver ever told you, no, I don't get scared, I'm not scared, he's lying to you. The technology that goes into the Indy car is second to none. Over half the field at Indy is using Valvoline. If there was a motor oil out there that was better, it would be in my car.
People who know use Valvoline.
Pat O'Brien at Oakland Coliseum, where they'll play Game 4 of the World Series tonight. Jose Canseco arrived at the ballpark early, but the big story here is that he will not play baseball tonight. The A's have benched him, saying they don't like his bat speed or his performance. The Cincinnati Reds, meantime, are a game away from a World Championship. It's Game 4 tonight. Our coverage begins at 8 o'clock, and as a Pat O'Brien, fellas, I've always wanted to throw it back to Notre Dame Stadium.
A look at Lou Holtz, who had spent an inordinate amount of time with his defense the last 10 days, took over control of the defense himself personally, rearranged some things, put in some new wrinkles because they weren't getting the job done. Now his defense is being challenged. 11 minutes left in the ball game. Notre Dame leads 22-20. They've got to stop Miami on this drive. They went back to the basics, Jim, blocking and tackling, trying to build confidence, recognition. Play action fake from the goal line. Lamar Thomas makes the grab near midfield. He climbed the ladder for that one. Can't wait to see how high Lamar Thomas got into the air to get this one. Notre Dame wanted to funnel all the receivers to the outside. They didn't want anybody coming down the middle, splitting things. This is man coverage. Watch him here. He goes up and extends himself to make the catch. Now, Lamar Thomas in high school was a high jumper that went 6'9". Extending him here, though, like a sprinter, like any track athlete, his hamstrings are very vulnerable. I'm not saying that's what the injury is, but he hasn't gotten up yet. That is a big league catch right there by Lamar Thomas, a third-year sophomore, 6'3", 170 pounds from Gainesville, Florida. 6'9" high jumper.
Well,
you said climb the ladder. He did.
You know, and he almost really stretched more than he did jump straight up.
That's a big league catch. You know what that does? That forgives Miami's mistake they made at the other end on the kicking game. One of the four don'ts of the kicking game, never let the ball hit the ground. They got backed up because Wesley Carroll let it hit the ground, and it came inside the 10. It wasn't a leg problem. He's bouncing off there. I think you're right. He just stretched to the max.
You remember some of those pictures they were showing us? Lamar Thomas making some catches. Good 3 feet in the air. First down, Miami. Conley is the back. Carroll's wide open. First down at the Notre Dame 36-yard line. 2 plays, 57 yards.
Miami's got to be, Notre Dame's got to be aggressive here. They were just in a 2-deep zone that time. I'd be coming with him. I'd be coming somebody. I'd be bringing a linebacker, getting in his face right now.
Lamar Thomas is back in there. He's the middle receiver to the right. First down run, Conley. Zorich on the tackle.
You know how this Miami offense got started? John Elway's dad, Jack, who ran the veer, got all of his running backs hurt except one. So he put a wide receiver in the game, another motion man, and bingo, the one-back motion set from the veer.
2nd and 7. Incomplete at the 20. Erickson has ties to Elway. Out at Montana State. This man was an all Big Sky quarterback. Interesting, one of the assistant coaches was Sam Jankovic, the Miami athletic director.
You know, if you go talk to Erickson or even Jack Elway, he'll tell you it was a high school coach, Jack Newmeyer, who helped devise that offense.
3rd and 7. Got away from Zorich. This will be intercepted. Todd Light.
Was made by number 50, Chris Zorich. Watch the pressure. Gets the penetration. Pushes everybody back. Allows Williams, but here comes Zorich back now. Erickson has to roll, and he's got to force his throw across his body. The receiver falls, and Light makes the interception.
Rocket. Darrell Williams hits him at the 28.
Tough throw to make in the first place, but when Lamar Thomas falls down, Light has it all to himself. All he has to do is go make the interception.
Torretta's number 13. He is Craig Erickson's backup quarterback and a starter last year when Erickson was out with a knuckle injury. Second and a long 4. Ismail again. Ismail to the 40. And was stopped only because they had the angle on him at the 45.
He could be the most exciting player in college football today. Phenomenal speed, excellent balance, instinct, and intelligence. He's a throwback in time. Rocket is not a specialist. He's what I call an anything player. Anything for the team and talented enough to do anything. He's now got 56 yards rushing, 24 receiving, and 144 more in returns.
First down, Notre Dame. Rodney Culver breaks a couple of tackles, a nice 4-yard run. Second and 6 coming up for Notre Dame. Briggs to the left, the Rocket to the right. Out of the eye, Brooks is the running back. They're going to run the reverse again. Meyer throws a block. The Rockets out in the open. Oh, he's shut down there. Williams fought off the block. He was the last man. 24 yards.
Brooks, Ismail, Meyer gets a block. McGuire gets a block. Then it's speed. Over 200 yards now, total offense for the Rocket.
First down for the Miami 27. Culver inside.
You know what Lou Holtz has done that I think is really a key to this ball game is he's moved Rocket to different positions so Miami couldn't key on him. They used him as a wide receiver. They've used him in the backfield as a tailback. They used him in the slot.
Second and 6. Culver again.
get conservative here, but you do want to be careful. You want to melt the clock as much as you possibly can. You definitely don't want to turn it over, but you don't want to get conservative. 3rd and 4. Culver. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Good on the point after. Miami was selling out, coming with the blitz. Meyer looks to his right, sees the blitz coming, then dumps it underneath to a safety valve. Culver. Now I want you to watch the block that Brooks gets. Here comes Brooks out of the right-hander screen. Boom! Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Unique individuals born with a special spirit, dedicated, determined, the kind of people you want on your side when you're buying or selling a home. People who sell a house every minute of every day. The professionals of Century 21. Just tell us what you want. It's as good as done.
Along the edge of San Francisco Bay, just off the Embarcadero, you'll discover the Fog City Diner. Elegant as a formal dining car, yet friendly as a Main Street cafe, where people reserve weeks in advance to taste the red curry mussel stew or the grilled chicken with roasted peppers. So leave your troubles behind, but bring your Visa card, because at Fog City, they take things easy, but they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
By 10:30 a.m. any business day, one company will guarantee delivery of your overnight air packages to more people, places, and businesses than anyone else in the industry. UPS introduces 10:30 a.m. guaranteed overnight air delivery. 62,000 trucks. No waiting.
No one believed they had a chance, but the Reds have blasted their way to a 3-game lead. Now the A's are fighting for their lives. The World Series tonight on CBS.
Notre Dame's last touchdown, big play by that guy right there, Rick Meyer. Big-time read for a sophomore. Let's take you back now and show you how it was done. Here's Mo Crump. He's the outside, weak side linebacker. Open, no tight end over him. Here's Medeiros right here. They're coming on the blitz right now. Watch the head of the quarterback, Meyer. He's looking to the right. He sees the blitz coming. Here they come. Now he looks underneath to Culver to get rid of it quickly to beat the blitz. Big-time play for a sophomore. You let it roll. Look at the block by Brooks. Touchdown, Notre Dame. You can't do it any better than that.
You can't help but be in admire after that play by the sophomore quarterback.
I like that. Nicely done.
Thank you. That is the first offensive touchdown by Notre Dame against Miami in 8 quarters. The other one today had been the rocket run back, and last year Bolcar on an interception return was the Irish's only touchdown. Williams. Strong run back. Down to the Dockster.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. All game long, the defensive coaches here from Notre Dame have been talking about pressure, and you've seen number 85, Eric Simeon, in there playing a lot of down linemen. Part of the pressure is coming from those 4 defensive linemen. It will be interesting to see if Notre Dame changes now that they're ahead. And also, Craig Erickson was talking about finding Michael Stonebreaker and somehow keeping the pressure off him. That's his main concern.
John Dockery, Jim Nance, and Tim Brandt. Miami needs 2 scores in the final 6 minutes. Bob Dahl chasing after him, and Erickson gets out of bounds. Second and 5, just inside of 6 minutes remaining. Wesley Carroll, first down yardage, Miami.
Wesley Carroll, leading receiver, 27 catches on the year. Has 6 today for 83 yards. His average then would be 5 a game, so he's already above his average.
First down from its 46, Miami. Underneath, Randall Hill gets free. Todd Light from behind at the 33-yard line. 21 on the play.
Hill is only 175 pounds, but he holds all the Miami strength records for receivers. So number one, you're dealing with a strong receiver. Now the strong safety is Greg Davis. He comes up, has a grip on him, but loses, doesn't lock his arm, overruns the play, doesn't break down properly. You can't give away that leverage and expect to make a good tackle.
First down play. Thomas and out of bounds after a 7-yard gain. Greg Lane forced him out. We'll call it 2nd and 2 for the Canes from the 25. Copeland. Conley. Fumble the football. Notre Dame has it.
Waits patiently for a block, but then when he takes it back inside, watch what happens to the football. It's up above his chest now. He's got to tuck that thing in under his arm, and he got it stripped from behind. Look who gets it, too. Is that Stonebreaker?
He always has a play like that, it seems, in the big game. A recovery by Michael Stonebreaker.
2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries this year. Big play guy, Stonebreaker.
Miami has all of its timeouts remaining. 4:44 left in the game. Meyer gets away to the 10. Leonard Conley has been involved in some big plays in this series. He scored a touchdown in '87. As a freshman in '88, he was the intended receiver on the 2-point try in the final minute that was deflected and saved the victory for Notre Dame, 31-30. This time, however, it's a fumble. And only 2nd and a yard to go for Notre Dame. Culver may be close to the first.
This being the last game of the series is important only in that Miami has won 5 of the last 6 games between these two, and the Canes have outscored the Irish 190-61. The Irish are not unaware of that. They feel strongly that if they win today, people will remember only that the Irish won the first and last games of the series, and the Irish had the overall edge in the series.
Tim, this is a critical play. 3rd and less than a yard. Culver may have fallen forward for the first. It is Notre Dame, a first down.
Watch the right guard, gets a good block on Russell Maryland. And that just seemed to open it up for Culver. Mirko Jurkovic.
New set of downs and under 3 minutes left. Fake the reverse this time. And Brooks keeps it to the 15.
This is what we've talked about the entire second half. Lou Holtz said that his offense had to protect his defense. How do you do that? You hold the football. You eat up the clock. You keep moving the football. You keep Miami's offense off the field. They have done that today.
Second and 8, nearing the 2-minute mark. Miami trailing by 9. The Rocket is the tailback. He'll run it. Got stepped on at the tail end of that. Unintentional, of course. Third down, 4 to go. Miami has used its first timeout with 1:50 on the game clock.
One thing you can be certain of in this little conversation, Lou Holtz is telling his team to protect the football. Protect it.
Miami must hold on the next play. 3rd and 4 when we come back.
Don't worry about highways. Don't worry about hills. Don't worry about passing. Don't worry. Be happy you've got the perfect car. The 1991 Toyota Camry with its available V6 156 horsepower engine. Camry, the most trouble-free car in its class 3 years in a row.
I love what you do for me.
I'm happy.
Toyota.
You won't believe the shop vac. It comes with a surprise.
So where's the surprise?
In a minute. First, this baby picks up stuff like nails and glass, and like a regular shop vac, it also picks up water.
So where's the surprise?
Just watch. You twist the top, lift it off, and you've got a surprisingly powerful blowout.
And don't forget to get Steam Team, the attachment that turns any shop vac into a powerful carpet cleaner. If you own a house or carpet, you gotta own a shop vac.
I got a meter.
Down, boy.
Oh, it's now or never.
Attention, shoppers. You're at a romantic dinner at her place. Candlelight, wine, something with a little spinach in it. And for dessert,
Come on.
humble pie. If she sees your dandruff.
I don't have dandruff.
Fine. Use your regular shampoo.
I can't have dandruff.
Aisle 9.
You mean you use Head and Shoulders?
Yeah.
But you don't have dandruff.
Right. Neither will she.
Head and Shoulders.
Hi.
Because you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Just a minute, 50 seconds to go. Notre Dame faces 3rd and 4. Looking from the Goodyear Blimp America, Aaron Jenkins, the captain today.
is the single biggest play for Miami right now. Conley makes a big play, takes it down inside the 5, and then has the ball stripped away, and Notre Dame gets it back.
To have any chance, Miami must hold. 3rd and 4. Rocket has the first down.
The value of teamwork, of depending on some other people to do their share of the work, and you can't win without those 11 guys doing everything they're supposed to do. Also, I think the feeling of when you do lose, that life isn't over, that the sun will come up tomorrow, and you get a bad review, you go on.
College football prepares you for the game of life.
Nighttime at Notre Dame. Remaining. Miami has only one timeout. Meyer tackled by Crum. Mike Sullivan.
See the bottom of that? Lou Holtz. Miracles still happen, and they happen in our stadium more than others. He felt that Miami had the more talent, the stronger team, but he also felt confidently that his Notre Dame team would win this game this afternoon. Marvelous job coaching by Lou Holtz. His team was prepared.
There was a penalty on the play against Miami. And it's a first down for Notre Dame from the 43. Brooks across the 50. Speaking of upsets, let's go back to New York. Andrea Joyce.
All right, Jim, in Knoxville with time running out, Alabama's Philip Doyle kicks a 47-yard field goal, and the Crimson Tide upsets number 3 Tennessee and hands the Vols their first loss of the season. Let's go back to Jim Nance.
Unbelievable. You talk about a letdown factor. Tennessee coming off that enormous victory against Florida last week. 2nd and 1. Only 30 seconds remaining. Timeout, Notre Dame with 1 second left on the down clock. We're a snap away from this rivalry ending.
Football teaches values you will use throughout your life. 11 people working together, working for a common goal. If you get knocked down, you must get up and try harder. Your opponent may be bigger and stronger, but you must do your best. Teamwork, perseverance, reacting to adversity, attributes needed for success. That's what college football means to me.
Enjoy college football, an American tradition.
One thing you can say, Jim Nance, about this Notre Dame team, it knows how to handle pressure. It's gone into 18 of its last 22 games ranked.
They've been from the national championship. The number 3 team, Tennessee, has just lost. Total ball control in the second half here in South Bend for the hometown Irish. The series is over. Notre Dame has done it, 29-20.
Okay, thank you.
Coach, does the home arena mean that much? You came in as an underdog. Your team played brilliantly at times.
Well, we practiced awful hard this week. I thought we had made a lot of progress on defense. We made some mistakes, but there's something special about playing here, no doubt.
White, I know you made mistakes. What about your defense, which was such a problem coming in? You're still able to play reasonably well.
I thought we played very well in defense. We worked hard on it. We scrimmaged them twice this week. We felt we had to play well. Our secondary came of age today.
The end of a series with Miami. Will you miss them?
They're a great football team, and you get this enthusiasm in this environment. Miami has the same thing. That's special for the players, but I don't make that decision.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Jimmy?
All right, Doc. For college football fans, it's a pity this rivalry has ended.
Coming up on CNN Sports, Game 4 of the World Series. Will Cincinnati's hunt for Red October end, or will the A's make the grade and stay alive? There were several dropouts in the pursuit for college football's national title. Notre Dame's rocket storms past the Hurricanes. Bama boots the Volunteers. The Seminoles look to keep the nation's longest winning streak intact against Auburn. The new #1 sets out to prove its lofty stature is no fluke, while Georgia Tech wrecks its chances of a perfect record. So hang loose. We'll point you in the right direction next.
Well, it is a situated game for the World Series. The Reds reeling in the big prize. They dethroned the champions of baseball, and they did it quickly.
It was the quintessential team effort by Cincinnati, Tom. Who are we to think that they couldn't sweep them after all? It was just a remarkable performance. Sure, no one has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit to win the World Series, but let's take some of that history just a step further. No team has ever rallied from a 3-0 deficit to even force a 6th game. So it was those seemingly insurmountable numbers which the A's were trying to conquer tonight as the Reds went for the clincher at the Coliseum in Oakland. And forget about signs like this. No sweep, forget it. The Reds brought their own brooms. Bottom of the first, no score. Scary moment. Eric Davis diving for a liner off the bat of Willie McGee. Had to be taken to the hospital along with Billy Hatcher for x-rays. Lou Piniella was concerned as Hatcher and Davis went to the hospital, but the rest of the mates dug in. A's get a couple aboard against Jose Rijo in the first. Carney Lansford rips the offering up the middle. Willie McGee motors home. 1-0 Oakland. It stayed that way all the way to the 8th inning. This is Glenn Braggs. Think the Reds weren't trying? Breaks the bat. That's a tough swing. Top of the 8th. Tied at 1. Runners on the corners for the Reds. Hal Morris lifts a fly ball to right field. Herm Winningham scores easily. That turned out to be the winning run because Jose Rijo completely baffled Oakland. Randy Myers came on in the 8th, got the last couple of outs, and there she is, the World Series sweep for the Cincinnati Reds, a team that was huge underdogs before all this got underway, but they have dethroned the mighty Oakland A's. It is the first World Series title for Cincinnati since 1976. They win it 4 games straight. The A's scored just 8 runs all series long. Jose Rijo, the star tonight, retiring 20 straight batters from the 3rd inning on to the 8th before he got relief help from Randy Myers, who got the last 2 outs. Tom?
So the Cincinnati Reds have pulled off the improbable 4-game sweep of an Oakland team that just a week ago had dynasty written all over it. But instead, the A's die nasty, and one of the nasty boys standing by with our CNN's Hannah Storm at Oakland, reliever Randy Myers, and this one has to be regarded as one of the most amazing feats in World Series history, don't you think, Hannah?
Tom, I really can't understand what you're saying, but I think there's one thing that's very well understood. You know, a lot of people picked a sweep here in the World Series, only they picked the wrong team. The Reds in a sweep, just like their last World Series back in 1976 when they swept the Yankees. And I do have, indeed, with me Randy Myers getting the save in the winning game. Randy, who told me earlier that this was the Reds' 3rd goal this season?
Yeah, it really was. You know, we took and we had 3 goals. One was to win the division, which we did wire to wire, first time ever in the National League. Second was to win the playoffs, which we did, and third is to win the World Series, which was our 3rd goal. A lot of people